April 28, 1988. Aloha Airlines Flight 243, a routine island hop from Hilo to Honolulu, Hawaii. The sky was clear, the mood relaxed. Passengers boarded the Boeing 737, thinking only of their destinations. Captain Robert Steyer and First Officer Mimi Tompkins, both highly experienced, prepared for takeoff. In the cabin, veteran flight attendant Clarabelle Lansing moved through the aisle, greeting passengers with a reassuring smile. The crew and passengers settled in, unaware of the hidden dangers lurking beneath the aircraft's familiar exterior. The plane had endured thousands of short flights, each one stressing its metal frame. Tiny cracks, invisible to the eye, had begun to form, signs of fatigue from years of island hopping in salty air. As the aircraft climbed, the seatbelt sign switched off. Flight attendants began their service. For those on board, it was just another peaceful flight over the Pacific. But beneath the calm, the aircraft's structure was under immense invisible strain. No one suspected that this ordinary day would soon turn into a fight for survival. The stage was set for disaster, hidden behind the mask of routine. Passengers read, chatted, and gazed at the ocean, blissfully unaware. The crew worked efficiently, their experience masking any hint of concern. The aircraft's long history of short flights had quietly weakened its fuselage. On this day, those weaknesses would finally be exposed. The calm would soon shatter. At 24,000 feet, disaster struck. A thunderous bang ripped through the cabin. A section of the roof tore away. Explosive decompression blasted an 18-foot hole in the fuselage, turning the ceiling into open sky. Wind roared, oxygen masks dropped, but many failed to work. Passengers clung to seats as debris and belongings were sucked out. The cold bit at exposed skin. Breathing became a struggle. In the chaos, flight attendant Clarabelle Lansing was pulled from the plane, vanishing into the sky. The remaining crew fought to stay upright, helping passengers as best they could. Fear and disbelief gripped everyone. One moment, safety; the next, a nightmare. The plane, now a convertible at altitude, was barely holding together. The loss of Lansing was a stark reminder of the razor-thin line between life and death. Passengers and crew faced the elements, exposed and vulnerable. The situation was dire, but the fight for survival had only begun. The pilots had seconds to act. In the cockpit, chaos reigned. Captain Steyer and First Officer Tompkins were battered by wind and noise, struggling to communicate. The cockpit door was gone. Blue sky replaced the ceiling. The plane bucked violently, its aerodynamics shattered. Tompkins gripped the controls, fighting to keep the aircraft level. Steyer took over, initiating a rapid emergency descent. They needed thicker air, fast, or everyone would lose consciousness. Warning lights flashed. Critical systems failed. Radio communication was nearly impossible, but they screamed their emergency to air traffic control. Unsure if the wings or tail would hold, they pressed on. Every second, the plane threatened to break apart. Despite the chaos, the pilots worked in sync, one flying, one managing systems. Their only hope reached Maui's Kahului airport before the aircraft gave out. 94 lives depended on their skill and composure. The odds were grim, but they refused to give in. The crippled plane limped toward Maui, every mile of victory. The final test awaited landing. The descent was harrowing. Captain Steyer had to land fast, too slow, and the plane might fall apart, too fast, and the landing could be catastrophic. The nose gear indicator failed. They didn't know if it was locked. First Officer Tompkins warned the cabin brace for a crash landing. Passengers, traumatized, prepared for impact. The green mountains of Maui loomed ahead. Steyer lined up the battered plane, relying on instinct and skill. The landing was rough, the gear held, and the plane screeched to a halt. Silence, then tears and cheers. Against all odds, they had survived. Emergency crews rushed to the scene, stunned by the gaping hole in the fuselage. The impossible had happened, a miracle landing. Relief swept through the cabin. The ordeal was over, but its impact would last forever. On the tarmac, relief and shock mingled. 65 injured, but only one fatality. Clarabelle Lansing, lost to the sky. The investigation revealed the cause: metal fatigue from years of short flights and salty air. Tiny cracks had gone undetected, leading to catastrophic failure. Aloha Airlines maintenance was found lacking. The industry was forced to change. New regulations demanded stricter inspections for aging aircraft. The story of Flight 243 became a turning point in aviation safety. Captain Schornsteimer and First Officer Tompkins were hailed as heroes. Their calm, skillful actions saved dozens of lives. The legacy, a lesson in vigilance, courage, and the unbreakable human spirit. The miracle at 7 kilometers endures as a testament to survival and change.